Hi, my name is Abhinav. I did my PCE exam last month and I passed my exam. Hi, my name is Abhinav. I did my bachelor's of physiotherapy from India, and I did my bachelor's in 2013 and I graduated in 2017. I I worked for a few months in India and I moved to Canada with the dreams of like pursuing as a physio in Canada. Uh, After I moved, I studied here as a student for like 2 years, and then COVID happened. So 3 years I couldn't do my exam because of personal reasons, and everything was closed. Then I decided to take my exam, but because I took a big gap after my graduation, it was like really hard for me to study and start studying. So that's when I tried like looking for coachings and like classes. That's when one of my friends and one of my colleagues actually like recommended PCE StudyBuddy to me, and I joined StudyBuddy, and this was one of the greatest decisions I've taken in my life. Because joining StudyBuddy, the great classes, it was great classes. The main the teachers were like really good. Mr. Ankit and Mr. Mayank and other teachers too. They were like pretty good, and I did the coaching for almost like 7, 8 months, and I took my exam. Um, yeah, I passed my exam with all the help from StudyBuddy, and I'm so happy I'm a resident this year in Canada. Yes, so like everybody, I moved to Canada with the dream of becoming a physiotherapist in Canada. Yes, we overcome a lot of challenges while doing this. We, I did my bachelor's in India, where like we have a lot of theory exams and theory subjects, and the way of learning and way of like studying is so different from what we have in Canada. So once I moved here, I felt it like really difficult to start to study. I was nowhere. I feel like I was nowhere. I didn't know where to start, where to do, what to do. And I asked like help from a lot of people. The seniors who moved here before, or like the people who passed PCE, and everybody was like, the way of studying is so different. Like you have to study the different way to pass this exam. Because this exam is like a really hard exam, which is it's not a hard exam, but like it's a different exam from what we had before. So taking this exam was like a challenge while I was alone. I moved to Canada like by myself, and I had to find a job. I was doing classes for like 2 years. I was doing different in the university. Um, so paying the tuition fees is a big burden. Like most of the people coming from India to Canada as a student knows the difficulty of like paying the fees. I've had like loans, debts. So basically I have to pay it off, and I have to study, and I have to look after myself. So I was just by myself. And then studying for this exam was like a difficult stuff, like when I was going through that phase. So I had to wait almost like 2 years to get my first part, like the first step, like registering all the credentialing work. That took almost like 2 years from me. Like, and then COVID happened. So like 2 years of my journey was like stuck there because the universities were closed, and also like exams were stopped. And those times were like really hard because you have to work some other job, being a physio. Like you're a graduate from home, you're a graduated physiotherapist from home, and you have to work under someone, or you have to take some other jobs. Fortunately, I did a job at a restaurant for almost like 3 years while I was trying to get to PCE, and this was like a hard time. I know I'm a physiotherapist, and I'm not like practicing the profession. I spent almost like 5 years like learning this stuff, and I'm doing something else here, which is like really, really tough situation. And also I worked as a PTA, which you have to work under someone, which you cannot do your decisions. You're working under the people who is like qualified as you. Like they are also physiotherapists, and you're also a physiotherapist, but you're from a different country, which is really hard for me. And yeah, it took away a lot of my confidence, and I'm like, what am I going to do? Like I forgot a lot of stuff, like because like I graduated like 5 years ago, and I was stopped working in this field. And yeah, then um, I had to wait to get to this point where I can start studying. So when I get to that point, like where I decided, I'm like, okay, I cannot go anymore like this. I have to do this exam. And I was like so confused. I'm like, I don't know which book to study, like what to study. And also the personal reasons, like I have to, like I'm from India, so I have to go home. I have to visit my parents. I have a family there, so I have to go back and see them. Uh, which all comes in between, like all these struggles. Financial struggles, one of the greatest things. You need to pay a lot of fees for this exam. By the time like you have to manage yourself, and the PTA jobs or like other jobs would not pay much for us to like survive in Canada as like you think. And yeah, once I got to the point where I could like study for this exam, I recently joined a job a year and a half ago. That's where like I'm like, okay, this is a good place. This is a good place. Like people are motivating, and that's when I just decided like I'm not wasting my time anymore. I'm going to do this exam. Still, I had the confusion like where do I start? So that's when I gathered all the books. I tried to get the books from online, or like I tried to buy the books, and then I started studying. And I'm like, okay, what do I study? I'm studying every day the same thing. I've been studying for like 7 years or 6 years, and this is so hard. It's not like when I was doing my undergrad. Then I started working, like looking for resources which they can help me study. That's when one of my friends actually referred me to PCE StudyBuddy. Mm, the way of studying was so different when I started PCE StudyBuddy, and they give me a lot of notes. They've like given me a lot of books and informations and classes I really get. So that's when I got that point. Like I got to that point, like okay, this is how we study. So this is why this is where I start studying. Everybody has their problems, like the confidence issues. They be having like fear of exams. They be having on the personal life. So by hearing stories from different people, I've heard that people have taken like leave, or they haven't worked for like several months to study for this exam. So in my part, like I was not at that point where I could like no work for like 4 months and stay at home and study because of my financial situations. I was like, I have to work. So basically I only took like 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks away from work to study. But at the same time, like I would say, my work was not so busy, so I had like a lot of free time, which I could read stuff or like spend time in for my studies. And I've had like super good colleagues. I mean, like I worked with like a few other physios who helped me going through this process, along with StudyBuddy, which was a great thing I had. But yeah, but this was like a great process. Like the last 1 month, or like the 1 month before the exam, was like super stressful. You are like, I had nobody here. Like I have a couple of roommates, but there's like a point where they could help, or like there's a point like you cannot like ask help from them. You have to be by yourself, and you have to spend your time. Like you have to study like 16 hours a day sometimes, just because like you don't have like time to like take off for like whatever time you get. But that's where like mentorship and also the StudyBuddy, the classes like really helped me, especially with topics like ethics, which I practice back home was like super different from what we practice here. I have been working at this place, but you're working as a PTA, where you don't know like a lot of stuff, so you don't know what to do. You just follow the instructions, or like you're under a physio, you just copy like what they do. That's not what it is, but like there's so much more ethics, which is like really hard for me. PC helped me really. I mean, StudyBuddy helped me like really, really good to get to the point where I can learn the ethics. Then I started like reading all the resources they were like suggesting me. Like I went to the college website or different like resources they suggested. Even then, like going for the exam, like the strategy classes helped me a lot. 5 days before the exam, or like 10 days before the exams, we had strategy classes, like which helped us like cool down and like the ways to do the exam. Like I mean, when you study for the exam, like how much time you have to spend on this subject, how much time you have to spend on another subject, which was the hardest part. Like I felt, I'm like, for me, I was spending a lot of time on musculoskeletal, and there's like some people who spend a lot of time on neuro. And like if you don't know like what to study in musculoskeletal or neuro, you're gonna study the whole thing, which might not be like important, or like you need to study something else like more, or like we have a blueprint for PCE exam, which is like just a regular fast blueprint, which doesn't like says like what to study exactly. They just give like widely a topic and you have to select from it. Like, and that's where the experience comes from. Like the coaching experience from StudyBudy like really helped me because um, they have given me like the mentor actually. Like I would actually say about the mentor because she has discussed like a lot of stuff in the class, um, which was like really helpful. The last 10 days of her, like the last 10 days of my preparation, like I had like a lot of Zoom calls. I had group of class discussions with the mentor, and the previous questions, so the previous like exam questions, which she gave me, or like the pointers she provided was like super good. Like I, yeah, that is what like gave me confidence, and like the questions or like the feedback from the mentor and like the teachers was like super good. Um, Even when I was doing a quiz of like 200 questions, um, I would score like 130 out of 200 and be like, okay, what is this? Like I've already got like 70 wrong. And this would like drain my confidence so much. And the mentor would be like, okay, don't worry about it. This is where you are. Like you got like 20 more days to do the exam. This is what you need to study. What did you lose? Like, uh, focus on that thing and like go more. Yeah, these things, these kind of like motivation and like like the somebody tapping from the back, like which was great when I was doing the mentorship. Finally, we did the exam and then we had a feedback after the exam. This was great. This was a great journey. I weaned at some point, like I was like, okay, I cannot do this. Or like at some point I thought like this is so hard. Like if I'm failing, I'm not doing this anymore. There are points like I felt like that too, but God's grace and all the help from the people which was surrounded by me, which was around me, helped me pass through it. And my family was great support. My wife was a great support. Everybody helped me through it. And I know they were like far away from us, but also I was alone. They would call me like twice every day and they'd be like, okay, don't worry, we are with you. We are like praying for you. You can study, don't worry. And this was like a mental like breakdown you have sometimes, like when you stay at home for like 16 hours in a chair, like inside a closed space, like you don't have somebody to talk to. Even though like you go out and try to talk to somebody, you have like everything you have in your mind is like, oh, you have to do this exam. Like, what did I study? Like, what am I wasting time? Like, am I wasting time? Am I doing it right? Like, am I going to pass this time? These are like the questions that come into your mind. That's when you have to talk to people. I would say like you have to call your loved ones, like go out for a walk, do what you like, and that's what I did. And everything came back positive. Like I passed my exam. Yeah, the 3 reasons you should have you should take mentorship would be like there is somebody behind you, like watching or like helping you all the time. Somebody's there to like give you a timeline, which you're forced to like study, which you'll be like so helpful. And there's somebody who can like always, you can contact always, that that can give you answers. Like if you get stuck somewhere, like if you need a resource, like there's always somebody you can go to. And I had a really great mentor. Her name is like Nas, and she helped me like almost like 2 months through the whole process, and I'm so grateful for that. Yeah, I have like a few tips that I can give you if you are trying to appear for like PCE. The first tip is like never doubt yourself. Like be confident. You can do it. This is an exam. Like you can go for it. You don't have to worry about it. Talk to your loved ones. That's the second tip. Talk to everybody who you like, who can give you like calmness, who can give you like support and confidence. And also the third tip, I had my mentor and I had my colleagues, and the way I studied, the mentorship helped me a lot, and my colleagues helped me so much. And the way I studied, I followed my mentors like chart, and that helped me a lot. That would be the 3 things I'd recommend everybody to follow if you're trying to do the PCE exam. For everybody who's planning to take the PCE exam, I would say like be yourself, be confident in yourself, stop self-doubting. You got time, and stop wasting your time. Like use your time like efficiently, and like keep doing what you're doing. All the best for everyone who's trying to do the exam. Thank you.